rather wait. We know that Member Fisher, Vice Chair Fisher is on her way, and I would rather have more rather than fewer members voting on this important matter.
But yet public comment won't be allowed.
Thank you.
I mean, timely.
Are there any other agenda changes from any members? If not, then let's move forward. Item number 2 is, Madam Clerk, did we have?
Is there public comment on that? Agenda changes?
Oh, yes, that can be. Yes.
Thank you. Hi, Roberta Bowman with the Municipal Transportation Agency. I'm assuming that with removing complaint number 12005, Anonymous versus the MTA, are you dismissing that matter? And we respectfully request that you do so at this time. This matter has been brought before you at least 4 times. There have been 3 times when staff has been in attendance and has waited for 3-4 hours before finding out that the complainant has not shown up. We have provided the documents to the complainant that he's requested. And so we respectfully request that you dismiss the matter at this time. We really respect the work that the Sunshine Runners Task Force is doing. However, in consideration of the extraordinary number of hours that we have spent here waiting, we would appreciate it being dismissed, and also in the future we would respectfully request that the task force consider procedures whereby a complainant actually confirms in advance, or that we're made aware of it, so that we don't have to wait for hours and hours, and that will create a more effective and efficient government down the road. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to ask our clerk, has the complainant been contacted on this, and has the complainant indicated whether he or she plans to attempt to appear here?
The complainant was contacted, and he has not responded whether or not he would or would not be here.
Okay. Thank you.
And also follow up, the complainant has not withdrawn the complaints, but is still pending.
I'd like to offer public comment on this agenda change, like the woman did, please. My name is Jason Grant Garza, and I'm a little confused because looking at this agenda and looking at prior agendas, all the cases were heard afterward, and it seems like the policies and everything else was heard before. And people would normally look at this kind of thing and say, well, you know, my case isn't going to come up till at least after 5. You know, because that's the way it's always been. You know, and now it seems like things are backwards. How interesting. And we can't talk about the rule change on number 10, because that was an item I was going to talk about, you know, but I don't know if I'm going to be around that long, but it's very, very interesting on how it was all put out. The other thing about people having to show up and whether they've been contacted, I, for example, in my case, 11099, Mr. Nee specifically stated that the Department of Public Health, Barbara Garcia, should show up. And when she didn't show up, she wasn't sent to ethics for official misconduct. So, you know, duplicity, the Ministry of Sunshine. Hello, folks. It's all starting all over again. Thank you.
So if there is there any more public comment about the agenda? If not, then,
I'm not clear. Are we making has a motion is being considered to move item 10 to the beginning?
there was no motion.
Okay.
So we will proceed with the agenda. I have one question. Regarding the items, because I have looked back, item number 6, file number 1188, was a no-show at the last task force. Can I make a motion to close that now, or do I need to wait till we get into that? The same with item number 7. Item number 8, who I do have on record was a no-show on April 4th and the last meeting as well. So I wanted to
Mind you, a no-show April 4th and the last meeting. The 6-month winter nuclear winter hiatus of the Ministry of Sunshine.
Discussing would require a motion, however, a motion on an agenda item cannot be taken up until that agenda item is called. In order to call these agenda items early, you would have to change the agenda and move them to the beginning.
Okay, so we'll keep the agenda as is.
Like it used to be.
Get through this. Madam Clerk, you can go to the next item.
Item number 2, election of chair, election of officers per Article 2, Section 3 of the bylaw.
Member Neal?
Yes, it is customary that the clerk preside over the officer elections. Mr. Three.
Through the chair, that custom has arisen due to the chair itself sitting for election, and this particular agenda item addresses only the vice chair.
According to the agenda, it says election of chair, election of officers.
Because of last week, my understanding, Member Oka was in motion, and it was seconded, because we did that with Member Fisher, to just do, I believe it was just for Member Fisher, my understanding, and so that we had to come back to this meeting and do the chair. If that's not correct, please let me know.
My understanding of the agenda item was that when the chair and the vice chair were originally elected, the current chair and vice chair, that the motion made was amended to extend the chair's term through the succeeding year instead of just having it fill that remaining month in the old term. That motion did not cover the vice chair, so only the vice chair is left to be reelected for the current term.
However, that's not what the agenda says.
She did, I think, November 7th.
Madam Chair? Or Madam Clerk, if the clerk is going to preside over this, over the election of officers.
What's the big deal?
What is unclear to me is why there's an election of chair on this agenda. It's not necessary.
Madam Chair, to remind people, at the meeting last month, I asked that this be put back out of an abundance of caution, given that we did not have a member of the fulfilling the disabled seat at the time of the election of officers, so that there was no question or challenge about the validity of the officers for the full year. I asked, in addition to the election.
Of course, this was never brought up by Mr. Treat, nodding Mr. Treat,
Per term, that we do the same thing.
acknowledging Mr. Treat.
For the chair. And therefore,
However,
I would so move
not the total truth expounded Mr. Treat on
as
what
the
happened.
chair for the conclusion of the term.
I second. I second the motion.
And given this refreshing of my recollection, which is bad on this point, the custom is appropriate here. The administrator has presided over such an election. The vice chair is not here. She's the appropriate person to preside during the election.
Isn't it amazing?
Because she's not here.
Well, the chair is standing for election, so the chair cannot preside over that proceeding. There would be some inappropriateness in that. So Vice Chair Fisher is not currently here. She could proceed over it if she was here. So that leaves the administrator.
Okay.
First, I just want to clarify, there was a motion to appoint second by Washburn to continue with the current chair. Is that?
No, that's correct.
That's correct. Did you want to do a roll call on that?
Madam Clerk, I believe that there should be a call for additional nominations. Does the clerk
Now, why would that be, considering before, like I said, there wasn't a fully constituted body with a disabled person? That was admitted, and now the disabled person is here. Nobody can discuss a nomination for the president.
Comment?
Yes, I have public comment. Hello, once again, my name is Jason Grant Garza, and I'm confused by this entire thing, and please explain, which I don't expect to get one, but the rationale which I heard was that the reason that this was all put over was because there wasn't a disability person here to be able to nominate for the chair position, and now there is. However, we won't be able to nominate for the chair position because we're just going to allow the old chair to stand and there won't be any nominations? Huh? The Ministry of Sunshine, alive and well in the city of San Francisco.
I'm sorry, I have a hearing loss, and you're supposed to have captioning on the screen, which we're not getting, and normally there would be earphones available to me. Do I understand the motion is to elect the chair of the task force, and there's only one nominee? Is that the
Representation.
motion? It is, and the nominee is the president, or almost president, chair. I have no objection to that, actually, but I do think that there's something important, and this may be my only opportunity to say it, and that is that there seems to be a kind of play it as you go or learn as you go how these meetings are being held. Ms. Grant was not at the Compliance and Amendments Committee meeting. I had a case before the group. There were only 2 of the 3 members there, both incumbents, so the chair lost an opportunity to hear how that committee worked. And I thought that that was something that should be mentioned. The other thing I want to mention is that the chair seems to think that these rules are made up as they go along without the fact that we actually have a law that governs public meetings. Actually, there are 2 laws, the Brown Act and the